Hey guys, this is Sean from Crypto XL, a company based in Canary Islands that train investors and traders to become profitable in the crypto market. Today, in this YouTube video, we're going to be talking about Bitcoin's possible future directions and the trades that we took this week and some breakdowns as well. This week overall was amazing. We got 5 days in a row. Every analysis that was sent to our Discord group was perfect. Everything played out perfectly. It was 5 days in a row. Every analysis, the win streak hasn't ended yet. So it's still amazing. Every members are catching great trades. Overall, it's a great week for us. So let's get into the video and let's look at Bitcoin. So on the forward, this is on the forward time frame, by the way. So ever since we had this breakout structure right over here, as you can see, ever since this high has been broken, we've been pretty bullish. And on 4th of January, which is today, we had a strong push up. I'm not sure when this video will be out, but it was on 4th of January. We had this strong push up, breaking this structure as well. So, so ever since the new year, sorry, 30 December until overall the new year until right now, we have been pretty bullish on Bitcoin ever since price hit this 16,000 mark level, as you can see right over here. Ever since price hit this level right over here, we've been pretty bullish. Price broke structure, went down, mitigate some demand zone. This is where we took some buys over here and continue all the way towards the upside. Right now, keep in mind that yes, we are approaching a supply zone right over here, but this supply zone didn't really break the structure, so it's not really a strong supply zone. Yes, it did break minor structures in this, but it's not really valid for us until this major structure is broken. Sometimes, yes, when the minor structure is broken, the supply zone will be valid because if it's a strong confirmation, but I don't really see this as a really strong supply zone. This is definitely a weak supply zone. And this is definitely a strong low as well that's being protected right now. So let's remove all of this. So ever since the 16,300 level, price tap into this level, been pretty bullish, broke structure. And right now we can move to the daily time frame. Keeping into consideration, sorry, let's move to the forward time frame first. I think I sent this analysis before on our YouTube videos. Ever since this break of structure, we actually expecting price to continue bullish because we had this break of structure, and this is not just a random break of structure; it was definitely a strong momentum break of structure. As you can see all these bullish candles right over here. We had this demand zone being mitigated. And ever since this demand zone being mitigated, we had this bullish break of structure as well right over here. Price was very bearish and we still called out buys because we like to stick to our buyers. If our buyers say so and our analysis says so, that's what we're going to stick for. We're not going to follow the masses. This break of structure is definitely valid for us. Even though price was extremely bearish, everyone was like, it's going to drop, Bitcoin is going to drop, Bitcoin is going to drop. But like, we didn't care about that. We didn't care about what people think. Our bias still stands, and that's amazing. That's what happens. We stick to our bias and we literally won. Many people are losing money because they're selling Bitcoin, but we actually caught multiple buys right over here and we actually won on multiple trades as well. I've shared this on our IG story as well. So ever since this breakout structure, we can assume buys. We can definitely assume price wants to grab these highs as you can, if you notice this as well, let me just remove this, let me make this demand zone blue. There you go. That's the demand zone. And if you can see this area right over here, this is the strong resistance area. Many retail traders are placing stop loss right over here because many stops are right above that, Many traders, obviously traders don't have this kind of, many retail traders don't have this kind of stop loss. They probably have something like this. So many stops are right above this zone. This zone, there's a lot of stops resting right over here. So that's where we could assume that price wants to hit next, grab this stop. So if that happens, it's great. A buy stance and played up perfectly. Now, where do I see price heading? So keep in mind on the forward time frame, we have this supply zone right over here. As you can see, we have this supply zone, and we also have this zone right over here. This is definitely a daily zone. We move to the daily time frame. There you go. This is a daily zone. We can refine it. Daily zone on the forward time frame, we can definitely refine the zone because it's too big. We can definitely refine to this little supply zone right over here. And we can also keep in mind we have another supply zone which is this week, which is a much more stronger supply zone compared to any of this. I like this zone and this zone. And this zone is the best because it manipulates and broke structure as well. So overall, yes, on the we could assume buys all the way until this supplies. And if there's a confirmation and this low gets broken, we can definitely take price all the way towards the downside hunting this low. Or if we don't have any confirmation, price could definitely move up all the way until the supply zone. And if it doesn't need confirmation, yes, we can assume price wants to continue bullish. If this supply zone holds, and let's just remove this, and price hits all the way over here to this supply zone and give a confirmation, you can definitely take all price all the way towards the downside. Right now, we have to keep in mind that this bullish structure right over here doesn't really have to hold, because you have to keep in mind on the daily time frame, we are extremely bearish on Bitcoin. We can definitely catch some good buys over here like what we did, but in the long run, we definitely need confirmation to assume that, okay, this is it. Price really wants to move towards the upside and this is the next bull run. And that's not possible to really predict until we get good confirmation in a daily break of structure as well, right above this high and all that. But if you really want to assume a strong bull run is going to happen, I would prefer this high to get taken out first, right over here. This is a good assumption that, okay, fine, right now price really wants to just break structure and continue and start our next bull run. But price could definitely just hit all the way here, or even all the way to this area, because this is a good supply zone on daily time frame. This is definitely a good supply zone because it broke structure right over here, as you can see. And we have strong efficiencies to be filled as well. There's a lot of imbalance. Let's label this IMB. You can see we have a lot of imbalance in this area to be filled as well. So in the next few days, if you definitely see some bullish pressure in Bitcoin, it's definitely because price really wants to move towards this area, this supply zone right over here, which is this wick, or even to this daily supply zone and move all the way to the downside. Or if you have this high broken, you can definitely expect price to move all the way towards this overall daily supply zone. I think this is on the 2-day time frame, definitely 2-day time frame. 3 days, there you go. This 3 days, 3-day time frame supply zone right over here, and then move towards the downside. That's my assumption. Oh, if all of this gets broken, even this supply zone fails like this, then we can expect, okay, fine, this is the next bull run. We can't really predict, obviously, nothing is 100% in trading, but we can expect price to start continuing bullish towards the upside. So right now, overall on the forward time frame, obviously this is on the daily time frame, is more than long-term time frame. Overall, expecting price to reach to this supply zone right over here, and even this supply zone right over here, and this supply zone right over here. So we can definitely expect some bullish pressure, but keep in mind, price could just definitely just fill this imbalance and then continue towards the downside as well. That's the best part about trading. We don't really predict one move. We trade on a lower time frame as traders, so we catch good moves on the downside. So now let's look at the trade analysis that we sent on Discord members and caught. Every member was happy. They caught great trades, made good money off of this trade. Let's take a look. Let me remove all of this. So that's the overall bias on Bitcoin that I have. So hope you guys enjoy that. Let's take a look at this trade analysis as well. So around this area, there you go. Let me just on the replay tool. So right around this area, we send out buy. So why do we send that buys? There was these two zones you were expecting price to reach. These two zones we're expecting price to reach. So this zone, there you go. It was a refined zone. So there you go. We were expecting price to reach into these two zones right over here, these two zones. Now, why do we send the zone? Now, look at the forward time frame. I've already shared this previously as well. We had a break of structure right over here. Ever since this break of structure, we can assume price really wants to continue bullish, but this is on the forward time frame. So we don't really trade the forward time frame because it's too big of a time frame for me. And another good confluence is that price just mitigated a high time frame demand zone right over here that broke structure as well. So that was a good analysis, a good confluence to our trading that we can add. So basically getting into a trade is simple, but you need to build up a story. You need to understand everything in the charts is a story. You try to build up your story and then find your buyers and stuff like that. Just give it. The way you build up is obviously looking at structure, looking at the mitigation of the demand zone, the liquidity, imbalance, all of that. All of those, you combine all of those into a one big story, and that's when you take the trade. So looking at the 1 hour time frame, ever since we have this demand zone, I was like, okay, fine, price really wants to continue bullish. And we had these two zones. We had this demand zone that actually caused a break of structure, as you can see. And then we had another break of structure. So this two zone was valid for me. Don't get into much detail, but yeah, these two zones was valid for us. We can expect buys from here, buys from here. And right over here, we were expecting to target this liquidity high. This liquidity high over here, but price didn't really tap into our demand zone and grab the liquidity. That is still valid for us because this creates a resistance right now. Overall, retail traders are still looking to sell from this area. So we will still assuming price really wants to move to this level, not necessarily this liquidity high because it didn't grab, but this level right over here, 16,762, this level. We had more liquidity being created right over here before price tapping into our demand zone. And right over here, price tap into our demand zone. We got in right over here, as you can see. Still expecting price to reach this level, not really this high, but this level, because this is nice resistance area. As you can see, not just by this 2 week, I'm looking at all of this, not just by this 2 week, you can definitely see there's multiple touches right away. If you go to like a 5-minute time frame, let's take a look. Look at how beautiful this resistance. Definitely retail traders are looking to sell. Once again, once price reaches this area, retail traders are looking to sell this area. So we're looking to target there. So right over here, we got in. It's on the 1 minute time frame, but I don't want to talk about the confirmation that we used because it was a private mentorship course on confirmation. Definitely shared it with members as well. So we got in right over here, and we look to target this resistance area, which is this high right over here. This high was the one we're looking to target. As you can see, right over here, just literally on the spot price, we tap. Full target was said it was amazing. We look for confirmation here. Price didn't really tap into this zone, so we canceled this zone. We don't use this zone anymore. So that's it for this video. Thanks guys for watching and stay tuned for the next video.